CTV News with Jack Morse.
Good evening. The big night is finally here. Two sous chefs go head-to-head in a high-energy Iron Chef-style showdown. Our Sarah Freemark takes on MC duties for what promises to be a sizzling competition. Let's head now to Tangle Creek Golf and Country Club, where Sarah is standing by with more on what's to come. Sarah.
Thanks very much, Jack, and good evening to everyone at home. Welcome to the Iron Chef Culinary Showdown, fueled by the Peggy Hill team. Now, this competition, as Jack mentioned, is about to heat up. It's an intimate setting here tonight. We have two local sous chefs that will be preparing a three-course meal, and then it's up to the crowd to cast their judgment. It's broken down into three categories: creativity, taste of the secret ingredient. Each course has a secret ingredient. And finally, the presentation. Now, I like to say that this is a competition that cares because the proceeds go to support the Busby Center. And of course, that is a group that supports the homeless population here in Simcoe County. In fact, last year alone, they supported about 30,000 people. So this is absolutely crucial for our region. Now, this is in partnership with our friends at Pure Country and Bounce 104.1. In fact, I'm not the only host here tonight. My co-MC for the evening from Bounce 104 is Martin Van Coy. Oh, hello. Look, we found Martin. Jack, by the bar. Is that a spicy Caesar waiting for me, Martin? Okay, and just behind him, one of my bosses. So I think that means I've been given the go-ahead. The doors are about to open here at Tangle Creek. We will be broadcasting live, so do stay tuned. Back to you.
It's been 24 hours since Barrie Mayor Alex Nuttall made several public moves, saying he will fight to open drug use on downtown streets. Doubling down on that today, he's pushing forward with his plan at the formal motion at tonight's council meeting. But the response he's getting from many of his calls from the people who can actually make the changes is lukewarm. CTV's Mike Lang joins us now with more. Mike.
Well, Jack, lawlessness is the term that Mayor Nuttall is using to describe the state of crime downtown. And today he elaborated on his plan to restore public safety in the area, while other levels of government have provided their input. Barrie Mayor Alex Nuttall has made it clear he feels the law does not fully apply for those who use and sell drugs.
Many of our citizens feel like, well, why is there one set of rules for one group of people and another set of rules for another group of people?
The mayor outlining his zero-tolerance approach, an approach he says would shut down 4 alleged illegal drug dispensaries on Dunlop Street East and would promptly send perpetrators to rehab or jail. He called for stricter enforcement from police, more severe penalties from the federal government, compassionate and mandatory intervention from the province, and an expanded on-the-ground outreach service that the city would take control of from the county.
We need more control of what's happening in social services because we're the ones experiencing it.
In a statement to CTV News, the county responded by expressing its support for the city's vision to address community needs, adding that it remains committed to their partnership for housing, supports, and coordinated outreach. Barrie Police Chief Rich Johnston says officers will be more present in the downtown this summer. He reaffirmed the service's commitment to public safety and enforcing the law, but not being able to change the law.
There are restrictions around what we can do and what people potentially may think we are able to do. And so as police officers, it is our duty to remain within those constraints.
The province citing its investment in heart hubs and motion to close all drug injection sites. In its statement to CTV News saying, in part, our government knows that the use of toxic illegal drugs makes communities unsafe, and it is exploring options for expanded addiction treatment units and programming options for people in correctional institutions or on probation or parole.
We need to be proactive. That's going to have a positive effect on the streets of Barrie. It's also going to have a positive effect on those lives that we're hoping to, encourage and change for the better.
The Federal Department of Justice was unable to provide a formal statement to CTV News today, but Mayor Nuttall confirms that he's in talks with Federal Minister Sean Fraser, as well as Ontario Attorney General Doug Downey, and that they are working toward possible solutions. The calls to action will be formalized in council later tonight. With that, Jack, I'll send it back to you in the newsroom.
CTV's Mike Lang reporting live for us. We'll listen into tonight's council meeting and have more on CTV Barrie at 11. Bracebridge, Minden, and Parry Sound will remain under a flood warning. The Ministry of Natural Resources announcing today the decision to extend the warning until next Wednesday. However, hard-hit Minden has dropped their state of emergency. Areas of the greatest concern right now include Lake Muskoka, the Lake Russo, and the Gull River watershed near Minden. Officials say water levels in some areas are near the 2019 flood conditions. They're expected to stay high over the next week. Crews from 4 fire stations spent nearly 7 hours battling a massive cottage fire on Lake Muskoka. These photos taken from the scene early yesterday morning, where 17 firefighters worked to contain the blaze on the island property. Crews had to be transported by boat. Debris and submerged docks complicated access. No injuries have been reported. 47-year-old Christopher Conlin of Whitchurch Church Stouffville is facing human trafficking and sexual abuse charges following an investigation by York Regional Police. This after officers found a missing 14-year-old girl inside his home. Police are sharing the suspect's photo. They believe there may be other victims. Barrie police are investigating a brazen daytime smash and grab at a business on Park Place Boulevard. Officers were called just after 1 yesterday afternoon. 4 suspects rushed into a camera store, smashed display glasses and grabbed merchandise. The suspects, believed to be young men, were dressed in black, wearing masks and gloves, carrying bags. No injuries were reported. Police are now working to track them down. 2 years after a 65-year-old man was found dead on the side of the road, investigators say they've cracked the case, charging a man with murder. CTV's Mike Arcelidis reports on the investigation and the accused.
2 years since David Robson was found dead in Melancton Township.
Officers from the Caledon Detachment responded to a report of a deceased individual in the area of Chinguacousy Road and King Street.
This man, 29-year-old Jacek Trella of Mississauga, has been charged with first-degree murder, arson, and committing an indignity to a dead body. Trella made his first court appearance this afternoon in Orangeville, alongside this man, 42-year-old Peter Olszewski, also of Mississauga, who was charged with arson and being an accessory after the fact to murder. Olszewski was charged 11 years ago after 6 garbage bins were set on fire in downtown Toronto.
Laughed as he walked away from it.
He was charged with 6 counts of arson, possession of incendiary material, and failing to comply with probation. Police believe Robson, who was 65 and owned a farm in Melancton Township, was killed before April 1st, 2024. Loved ones last heard from Robson days earlier, around the time investigators said his home went up in flames. And friends told CTV News it wasn't the first time a fire had broken out on his property, where Robson rented out units. It was believed Robson was thinking of selling the property prior to his death. Late last month, the OPP posted billboards seeking help from the public to crack the case. Police have also been searching for Robson's still missing black 2017 Kia Sportage. Friends said Robson ran heavy machinery for years and often gave those in need a place to live. The accused remain in custody and are scheduled to return to an Orangeville courtroom in May. The allegations against them have not been tested in court. Mike Arcelidis, CTV News, Barrie.
It's just before 10 after. Time now to take a look at our roads. We're bringing you a live view from Highway 400 in Barrie from our CTV Tower camera. You can see the Dunlop curve with traffic moving through the area. Drivers seeing steady conditions in both directions as commuters travel through the busy corridor. Across the region, spring is in full bloom. Fields of color popping up, including this striking scene from a farmer's field in Barrie. A bright contrast to the otherwise gray and cloudy day we saw. But for more on that, let's go to the greens at Tangle Creek, where our Luke Simard has our first look at the forecast. Luke.
Yeah, Jack, and if you've been disappointed by the cooler conditions that we've seen over the last 24 hours, well, not to worry, because golf season is right around the corner. I'm told Tangle Creek is open tomorrow for members before it is open to the public on Friday. And of course, Superintendent Alex Nuttall, well, he's probably at home getting some well-deserved rest as the team's been hard at work here making sure the greens are prepared. Fun fact, I grew up down the street from Alex Nuttall on Crompton Drive in North Barrie. Let's go take a look at our first look at weather. Of course, that is brought to you by the graveldrivewayguy.com, your local gravel driveway expert. It is 8 degrees in Barrie right now. Winds coming from the north, so that's why you're feeling a little bit more of those cooler conditions as we make our way into the evening hours. Around the region, you're seeing still 10 degrees in Orillia as well as Mount Forest, but single digits kind of everywhere else. You're seeing about 9 in Parry Sound, 7 in Algonquin Park, and 8 in Toronto. Take a look at the radar on satellite. Well, we've had that threat of rain for most of the day today. It's been raining on and off, and you're going to continue to see that as you make your way throughout the night. About a 60% chance of rain. So if you are heading out for a walk, make sure to grab an umbrella. And if you're there for tomorrow, we do have a chance of some snow. We're going to have to stay tuned for that a little bit later on the show. Jack?
Thank you, Luke. Winter is officially in the rear view and a familiar season's taking over. Crews rolling out and delays starting to build across Barrie. CTV's Rob Cooper has more on the major projects that are now underway.
Now that winter is over, the next season is upon us, construction season. Roads, city infrastructure and repairs are about to slow things down considerably in the city of Barrie. Drivers bracing for delays and detours.
If you know the back streets and that, you can get around them. Kind of a pain in the neck when a lot of the arteries are closed off at the same time. Then you got to sit and wait.
The city of Barrie will spend about $125 million on road work and other essential projects this year. The Sophia Trunk Storm Sewer Project is one of the biggest and most needed upgrades taking place in the city this summer. Crews were on site pouring concrete today.
Again, the whole purpose is to try to mitigate and improve the stormwater drainage in the area and prevent any flooding to the private property in downtown Barrie.
The city is also completing a project along Mapleview from Yonge to Prince William Way. The road will be widened, new stormwater infrastructure will be built. All of this to support planned growth leading up to 2031. After being identified as a key transportation corridor, Bayview Drive will see road work continue this summer after starting last year. Again, wider roads, new cycle tracks and sidewalks are on the to-do list. Another summer of delays and slowdowns along Bayview. Local businesses understanding the need for the work, but just fear the effects of it.
Nice to see everything done, but it's definitely a disappointment for sure. Absolutely. To be fair, I was told that it's not supposed to impact businesses too much, but I mean, that's what we were told last time as well, and it impacted us quite a lot. So
this week, work here in Barrie's downtown will focus on sidewalk and curb improvements here at the Owen and McDonald intersection. Once that work is complete, the contractor will close a section of Owen Street until the fall. Rob Cooper, CTV News, Barrie.
The federal government's economic update proposes $250 million over 5 years for skilled trades training through the Canadian Armed Forces. Prime Minister Mark Carney briefly spoke about that today.
One of the things that's been very heartening since last June, when we put in place the pay that the women and men of the military deserve or approaching their responsibilities, is the big increase in recruitment that's happened, highest in 30 years. More to do, though. More to do in terms of the military, the equipment, the pay, and also the reserves.
The Department of National Defense says it wants to make it more attractive for people to join the military's primary reserve by offering fully funded trades training. That would be alongside the existing paid service within the part-time force. The deadline for filing tax returns is tomorrow. If you've already submitted your form and you don't owe anything to the Canada Revenue Agency, you could be one of the millions to get a refund. CTV's John Venevalley-Rao reports.
2, 3.
We asked financial planner and author Jessica Morehouse to lay out $100 stacks of 20s to show what Revenue Canada says is the average tax refund.
So this is how much? This is
$2,000.
And for those getting cash back, we had the simple question.
What do you plan to do with your tax refund?
Well, hopefully to invest it into the stock market.
Probably spend it on more bills, unfortunately.
Probably take my family out on a vacation, maybe just me and my husband. You know, kids are older.
According to a survey, only 9% of those getting a refund plan to spend it on something discretionary, like a trip or dining out. Morehouse routinely posts videos about financial matters and recommends people should first use the cash to establish an emergency fund that can cover 3 to 6 months of expenses.
And emergencies can take all types of forms. It can be job loss. I know a lot of people are really concerned about job security now more than ever, but it could also be your pet gets sick. Bam, that's a $700 vet bill.
If that's looked after, she recommends using the refund to pay down high-interest debt like on a credit card. With a recent survey finding 36% of cardholders don't pay off their monthly balance.
That's a great place to put it. And then, you know, figure out, why did we get into credit card debt? How can we make sure we don't get into credit card debt again?
If those are paid off, Morehouse thinks among other wise moves would be to save or invest within a tax-free savings account where your money can grow, or contribute to your registered retirement savings plan. And if you want fun money, She says it's okay to spend on that too.
For some people that don't want to just do all the boring stuff I just mentioned, maybe give yourself, 10 or 20% of your tax refund to do something nice with for yourself.
Meanwhile, surveys show about 4 in 10 Canadians are counting on their tax refund to pay for everyday expenses, a sign of the cost of living pressures many are facing. John Benavalli-Rouse, CTV News, Toronto.
Despite not having a leader, a new poll suggests the Ontario Liberals are in a statistical tie with Doug Ford's Progressive Conservative Party. The new Liaison Strategies poll shows Liberals at 35% support compared to 33% for the Conservatives. The survey also finds 68% disapprove of Ford's performance, while 27% approve. The results come after weeks of political scrutiny following the government's purchase and quick return of a $28.9 million private jet. It's graduation day for the Canadian National Institute for the Blind guide dog class of 2026. After months of training, 24 dogs and their handlers are crossing the stage to receive their certificates. Since the program started in 2017, the CNIB has graduated more than 120 guide dog teams. At Barrie Hill Farms, workers are finally back in the fields, warmer weather signaling the start of the growing season.
We're just feverishly planting and preparing and getting ready to open for another season. People are excited for the first taste of a fresh local vegetable, which is always asparagus.
Preparations include planting an estimated 300,000 strawberry plants by hand. Asparagus will be the first produce picked, on track to be ready by May 8th, just in time for Mother's Day. This year, the farm is celebrating, marking its 50th year in operation.
We're busy right now. We're planting strawberries, 2 types of strawberries. We're planting our day-neutral strawberries that will be ready in August, September, October. And we're also planting a field of regular short-day strawberries. They will be ready for harvest next year. And then we got lots of exciting things planned. This year is going to be the 50th harvest of Pick Your Own Strawberries at Barrie Hill Farms. My parents opened the fields for Pick Your Own in 1977.
In the meantime, final preparations are underway for the farmers market season, set to open soon. Another place set to open soon, the doors at the Iron Chef Showdown at Tangle Creek. 2 culinary artists go head-to-head, but no matter the outcome, the Busby Center comes out on top. Sarah is standing by with more. Sarah, I see they haven't let you in the kitchen?
Definitely not. I'm here with the executive chef, Ian Brown, and there is no way that he's letting me step into that kitchen because this is some incredibly talented group, great cuisine tonight. How closely have you been working with your 2 sous chefs that are going head-to-head?
Well, tonight I've been working with them here and there. I've been trying to give them a little bit of freedom for once, trying to get them to step into my shoes, kind of get the idea of how to run proper food costs, proper labor costs, timing, stuff that I do on a day-to-day basis that I have trained them for the last 4 or 5 years. Both of my sous chefs are very, very talented, so I have all the faith in the world in them. I'm very much looking forward to seeing how the evening turns out. When it comes to myself, I've just been trying to be a mentor, a teacher, trying to be as positive and understanding and basically just having their backs wherever they need me. I've tried to be at.
But you were also in charge of selecting the mystery ingredients. So how tricky did you decide to make them? How did you approach that?
Well, I tried to pick 2 ingredients that were be able to use in many different ways. Also not too hard so that it really would make things very difficult for them. I tried to pick ingredients that they can use in many different ways, savory, salty, sweet. And again, I think what they've done is going to be very surprising. I think everyone's going to be very happy.
What are the 2 mystery ingredients again?
I can't tell you that. That's a secret.
Oh, come on. It's right here. I could peek if I wanted to. All right, let's talk to one of our competitors here tonight. Brandon Peckham is a sous chef here at Tangle. How are you feeling? Are you ready?
Yes, very excited for the event tonight.
How did you approach the mystery ingredient? How did you cultivate your menu?
Well, I just try to go with something simple and something I'm used to working with, so that's what I've done, but just on an elevated scale for fine dining.
Was there one of the mystery ingredients? One of them is bacon, and the other one is coconut. Was there one that was difficult for you?
No, they're ingredients I'm familiar with. Just using them the way I wanted to was kind of difficult.
So if everything goes well this year and you really prove yourself, I mean, what are your thoughts about your competitor, Robert?
He is very talented. So he has already won a Master Chef competition when he used to work at another restaurant. Yeah. So he's very talented. I am nervous to go up against him. But then again, excited to see what happens at the end of the night, right?
Well, and then once the two of you prove yourselves, what's the next step? Which chef do we want to come after then?
Well, hopefully after we prove ourselves tonight, we can go after Chef Ian next year if we're having the Iron Chef event here again.
I like that. You hear they've got the confidence.
It is. I'm very proud of them, and as I said, they'll face each other one-on-one. Whoever comes on top, if they want a piece of the big dog, I'm here, I'm waiting, let's do it.
The big dog. The doors are about to open here at Tangle Creek. We will be coming to you live all hour long. So, gosh, it's going to be a great night. Stay tuned.
All right, we'll check in with you a little bit later in the show, Sarah. Still to come, an evening of music, art, and reflection, honoring murdered and missing Indigenous women and girls. How a community event is bringing the community together ahead of the National Day of Awareness. Plus, a new pickleball court is officially open. Why this game is a big win for seniors in Georgian Village. You're watching CTV News Barrie. Georgian Village is celebrating a brand new addition today, the grand opening of its pickleball courts.
We are thrilled to celebrate the official opening of our new pickleball court, a project that reflects the county's commitment to supporting active, engaged, and connected aging.
The project was made happen with federal spending under the New Horizons for Seniors program. This new court is designed to keep older adults active and socially engaged while encouraging connection across generations.
This project reflects the ongoing commitment that we've had to creating environments for our seniors that are friendly, opening lots of activities to stay active and stay fit.
The court actually is open to the community as well, so we worked with our IT department on an online booking process, so anyone 60 plus that lives in the community can go online and reserve a time slot and use the court as well.
The new court is at Georgian Village on Thompson Road in Penetanguishene. Junior hoops action took over Barrie today as elementary school teams hit the court for a two-day basketball tournament.
It's just been really fun playing and to get to know all the girls here, and it's just a way for a bunch of us to bond and have fun together.
Games are being played all day at the East Bayfield and Peggy Hill Community Centers, with students showcasing their skills and school pride. The Barrie West Junior girls and boys teams are representing the city at the regional level, competing against top teams from across the area.
For the junior girls, it's all about participation, fun first, and learning the game. Competition comes second, but it's all about coming out, having fun. It's great to see all 11 of our schools, because not all 11 schools have had teams in the past, so everyone participating is fantastic.
The tournament will wrap up tomorrow with the championship games. Honoring the red dress. It's an evening of music, art, and community reflection the day before the National Day of Awareness for Missing and Murdered Indigenous Women and Girls. That piece is Rhonda Way's new Red Dress Anthem. It's one of many featured moments at the event, which showcases musicians and artists. Way says she wrote her song as a mother and former emergency responder. For her, it carries a deep personal resonance.
I can picture myself in the place of the families that have missing or murdered loved ones. I think it's a very raw feeling for me. Even writing it, I was in tears. You can see Way and more artists at the Honoring the Red Dress concert Monday at the Gravenhurst Opera House. There's always plenty of events happening around the region to make sure you don't miss any. Here's Bounce 104.1 morning show host Martin Van Coy with your weekend event listings.
Hi, I'm Martin Van Coy for Bounce Radio, and these are your weekend events for Pure Country 106 and Bounce 104.1. Kicking things off this weekend is the 10th annual Charlie's Run. It's happening Saturday at Tudhope Park in Orillia. This family-friendly 1K or 5K walk or run honors and supports families affected by pregnancy and infant loss. The day includes a bubble ceremony, family activities, food vendors, and it raises funds for neonatal and pediatric care at Aurelia Soldiers Memorial Hospital. You can learn more at charliesrun.com. Also at Todd Hope Park on Sunday is the Hike for Hospice Aurelia. Participants are invited to walk, run, wheel, or hike in memory of loved ones while supporting compassionate hospice palliative care in the community. It's a family-friendly event focused on remembrance, celebration of life, and giving back. You can get details at hospiceaurelia.ca. On Saturday morning, you can check out the Oro Medante Fire and Emergency Services Pancake Breakfast and Open House. It runs from 9 to noon at fire stations 1, 2, 3, 5, and 6, and tickets are $10 cash for adults and $5 cash for kids 10 and under, with all proceeds in support of the local food bank. You can learn more at oromedante.ca. And bargain hunters won't want to miss the 36th annual Mother of All Yard Sales happening Saturday from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Collingwood Curling Club. Hosted by the Southern Georgian Bay Optimist Club, this massive sale features thousands of donated items, half-price deals in the afternoon, and everything free near the end. Proceeds support local youth programs, and details are at collingwoodsoptimistclub.ca. Those are your weekend events for Pure Country 106 and Bounce 104.1.
Time's running out for you to get your chance in to win one of the region's biggest 50-50 draws. The RVH Auxiliary 50-50 Community Draw closes at 1 minute to midnight, giving you just a few hours to pick up a ticket. This monthly draw is a key fundraiser helping to support Simcoe County's largest hospital, and it could be one of the biggest single-month jackpots on record.
Our current pledge commitment is $2.5 million towards the Keep Life Well campaign for the third MRI machine. Sooner or later, all of us are probably going to use the local hospital, and we have a lot of communities that come here, so we really appreciate your support, whether it's for your son or daughter, family member, or friend. We want to have the best equipment here for the hospital and the patient. It's all about patient care.
The jackpot is sitting at just over $360,000. We can see the culinary stage is set. The Iron Chef competition about to get underway. More on how the night will support the Busby Centre after the break. But first, let's check in with Luke.
Well, most of the country saw sunny conditions today. Ontario, not so lucky, but don't worry, sun is on the way, but it's going to come with a cost. But first, let's go and take a look at our weather watcher, Carly. Well, Carly's ready for summer. She's got the sun, she's got the blue skies, and she's got the birds as well. Fantastic picture, Carly. Thank you so much. Stay with us. You're watching CTV News Barrie.
Back in 2014, tragedy struck at this very spot here in downtown Barrie. It was a hit and run by a drunk driver that left a 19-year-old girl on the side of the road, alone, bloodied and bruised. But the story we're going to share isn't just about that. It's about a beautiful friendship that blossomed between the victim and a detective constable with the Barrie Police Service. I'm Sarah Freemark, and we'll bring you that story tomorrow on CTV Barrie.
Picture this, brought to you by Bounce 104.1 and Pure Country 106.
This week, we want to see you trying something new, whether that be sport, food, a hobby. Snap a pic and send it to Picture This at ctv.ca for a chance to be featured. Now heading back out to Luke. He's on the green. Luke, you're outside. I imagine you'd rather be inside. Like, are you going to sneak in there after the show?
Jack, I might have to sneak in because I'm over by the driving range here at Tangle Creek, and I can still smell the food that is being cooked inside that kitchen for our Iron Chef competition. We're very excited about it. We can't wait to show more throughout the show here. But what about if you're wanting to hit the links? Tangle Creek opens up to members tomorrow, the general public on Friday. the weather's going to get a little bit better than these rainy conditions that we saw in and around the Barrie region and really Simcoe County today. Taking a look at temperatures throughout Simcoe County, 8 degrees in Barrie, of course, 6 in Alliston and Collingwood. You're seeing still 10 degrees in Mount Forest, 11 in Orillia. So those are really the warmer spots as we make our way into the evening hours. We did reach that high of 8 degrees in Barrie today, slightly below the normals, and even more lower than that record set just last year. Yeah, that'd be nice right now. 29 degrees. Record minus 6.1 sets all the way back in 1883. And yes, we are getting 14 hours of daylight, and that is increasing every day. Let's go and take a look at that radar and satellite. Well, the rain has left for now. You can still feel a few drops in and around the region if you are making your way outside tonight. And of course, overnight, the showers do return as well. But taking a look into tomorrow, cloudiness and a chance of snow. Yes, I have to tell you that. Meanwhile, overnight, you're seeing 0 right through the region. You do have that chance of rain as well. Owen Sound, you could see a low of around 2 degrees with that rain. And what does tomorrow bring? Well, we kind of teased it to you in the break. Yes, there is a slight chance of some snow tomorrow morning before it does clear and the sun will come out, and we'll see these temperatures continue to kind of hover around for the meantime. 8 degrees right through the Barrie area and towards Owen Sound and Pentanguishene. Meanwhile, into York region we go. Overnight, you're sitting above 0 in Georgina, Bradford, Newmarket, and Richmond Hill with a low of 2. Orangeville, a low of 0. Before tomorrow brings some more sun and rain in the morning. And once that rain clears, we are in store for a few sunny days, as you'll see in the 5-day forecast. 12 degrees tomorrow, of course, in the York region. Meanwhile, up north, we will dip down to the zeros in Haliburton, 1 degree in Huntsville, 2 Perry Sound, Bracebridge, Gravenhurst. You're going to see a slight chance of some rain as we head into the evening hours. It's going to clear to partly cloudy conditions overnight and into tomorrow. Yes, once again, the chance of some snow, slight chance of snow in the region, but you could see some rain as well. Highs of 9 degrees and 10 in Haliburton by the afternoon. So it does get better as we make our way towards those lunchtime hours. Now, let's go and take a look at that 5-day forecast. Of course, it is brought to you by Diamond & Diamond Lawyers. What does it bring in Simcoe County? Well, there's the sun eventually. We'll see Saturday and Sunday looking quite nice as we make our way towards the weekend, but it does come at that price. Some snow tomorrow, and of course the temperatures dipping below 0 as we begin to May. Yes, still going to need maybe a toque in the mornings if you're out walking the dog. Meanwhile, in York region, we're seeing double-digit highs still, but those overnight lows are still cold. -4, -5 as you make your way into the weekend before it does start to get a little bit warmer as you head into Sunday and the brand new week. And we're maintaining those 15-degree temperatures and those sunny conditions. Now, Muskoka, Perry Sound, Haliburton, you're seeing your lows of -4 over the next few days. That's why you're seeing that chance of some slight snow. And of course, Friday, 8 degrees into Saturday before it does clear for some more sunny conditions Sunday. Sarah, I can smell the food out here. It is smelling absolutely fantastic. I'm either going to have to sneak in, or you might have to save me a plate for after the show. What do you think?
I don't know, Luke. Taking a look at the menu here, I don't think there will be a morsel of food left behind. One of the fantastic things about this evening's event is that the proceeds are going to the Busby Centre. And joining me now is their executive director, Sarah Peddle. It's so nice to be speaking to you in person. I feel as though we know each other so well. You have the gala here every year. Obviously, friends with Tangle Creek. How much do those relationships mean to the Busby Centre?
It's absolutely imperative. We, the community coming behind us to make sure that we can do the important work that we're doing and just show their support for the Busby Centre and just all the services in our community is absolutely amazing. So, events like this just show us and keep us going that, we do have a community behind us and we're just going to keep doing this great work. So.
Well, and for those that don't know, the Busby Centre is so much more than the emergency shelter, which I know you deal with about 30,000 people every year. You're always at capacity. But what else? What else does the Busby Centre do for the community?
So we really are operating throughout the whole continuum of housing. So we support street outreach through our Street Reach program with Waypoint Mental Health Services. We also have our emergency shelter and our drop-in centre. This winter we provided a warming centre at 90 Mulcaster as well. And then we go into housing, we've got two amazing housing programs. So we have our permanent supportive housing and a transitional supportive housing program. So Lucy's Place with Redwood Park Communities, 24 units in our community supporting people who had been chronically homeless, get into housing and then move into permanent housing. And then Paula's Place, which is a collaborative with Elizabeth Fry Society, and that's permanent supportive housing. So, you know, and then we have our trustee program, so helping people with honest monthly budgeting, making sure they can get through the month. And so, yeah, we kind of do a little bit of everything.
Well, and last question, let's focus on people. You work so closely with them. How are folks doing in general?
Well, I think we're all feeling it, right? We're feeling it at, you know, the grocery stores, the gas pumps all over. That's happening everywhere right now, and we see it every day in our services when we're trying to, you know, put food on the table in our drop-in center, in our community meals, but also the people that are experiencing homelessness in our community. You know, we get to go home to our homes and have our worst moments, you know, in our homes, in the confinements of our homes, where the individuals we're serving are having their worst moments on the side of the streets for everyone to see, and social media to weigh in on, and all of that. And so it's really it's heartbreaking, because these are still humans. These are still people that deserve dignity, they deserve respect, and just because they might be struggling doesn't define who they are.
Thanks for the work that you do, Sarah.
Thank you.
So valuable. We're hugging over a chair here. More to come from Tangle Creek, but dinner's almost served. Jack, we'll throw things back to you.
All right, Sarah, we'll catch you again after the break. Still to come, all eyes on the Bank of Canada, what the latest interest rate decision could mean for your money. Plus, we'll recap tonight's top stories. You're watching CTV News Barrie. Recapping our top stories, Barrie's mayor getting a lukewarm response to hard-nosed rhetoric about cracking down on what he calls lawlessness downtown. Alex Nuttall calling for more enforcement, control over homeless response, and action from the province, none of them committing to any changes. An arrest in a 2-year-old homicide in Caledon. OPP have charged 29-year-old with first-degree murder, arson, and indignity to a body in the death of 65-year-old David Robson. Police say more suspects may be involved, and the investigation continues. Winners in the rear view, and that means on to the next season. Not spring, but construction. Barrie is spending $125 million on road work and other roadside work this year, meaning delays and detours across the city once again. Heading back to the south end of Barrie, where the culinary battle is about to begin. That's where Sarah, one of the two MCs for the night, is. Sarah.
Thanks very much, Jack. It is the calm before night for my co-host and me before the event gets underway. Martin Van Coy, we had such a good time hosting together for the Troubadour Festival. I'm thrilled to be back with you. What do you love about being out in the community? Because you can see you're passionate about it.
You know what? I love bringing attention to causes throughout our community. Today, even though we're going to be tasting delicious food, we are raising money in support of the Busby Center, which does a lot of fantastic work in Barrie, Simcoe, Muskoka. So it's just wonderful that we get to be out here with the people doing our thing and let everyone know what's going on in their community.
Well, and you've been very excited, very enthusiastic about the hors d'oeuvres.
Of course.
I appreciate that enthusiasm. Now, how are you going to be when it comes to judging? Are you going to be a lax judge, or are you just really coming down hard on these sous chefs because we know their experience?
You know, I've got a lot of experience judging food. The Midland Butter Tart Festival, big part of Rib Fest, and now we're here at Tangle Creek Golf and Country Club for Iron Chef. And I'm ready to this is like my moment. It feels like I've been training my whole life for this.
Eating our whole lives for this moment. Excited to be here with you. Thanks to everyone at home for joining us tonight. We'll have a recap of the event tonight at 11. That's it. We better get to work.
Yeah, that's it. Work.
Good night, everyone.
Turning to business news, the Bank of Canada has held its key interest rate steady, 2.25%. The central bank expects the country's economy to grow at a moderate pace as it continues to adjust to U.S. tariffs. The bank warns inflation has increased due to higher oil prices linked to the war in the Middle East. However, it's projecting it'll ease back to its 2% target next year. Meanwhile, Iran is warning of unprecedented military action as tensions with the U.S. escalate. A fragile ceasefire holds, but so do blockades, with the U.S. targeting Iranian ports and Iran restricting the Strait of Hormuz. The standoff is rattling markets, pushing oil prices higher and fueling volatility on global stock exchanges. Here's how Canada's stock market fared today. The TSX was down 265 points. The Dow was down 280 and the Nasdaq was up 9. In commodities, oil was up, closing at $106.88 a barrel. Gold was down, finishing at $4,561 an ounce. And our dollar was down any of the day at 73.09 cents US. The Barrie Colts couldn't hold home ice last night, falling 6-1 in Game 4 of their OHL playoff series run with the Brantford Bulldogs.
Otra taken to the boards by Eliason. Emerton turns it over in front, off the post, scores!
Brantford came out flying, scoring 3 in the first period and never looked back. Emil Hemming had the lone response from Barrie, but the Bulldogs sealed it in the third. The series heads back to Brantford for Game 5 tomorrow.
The road to the Memorial Cup is brought to you by the Boots and Hearts Barn Burner Charity Hockey Game.
After the break, he delivered for the Jays in their oh-so-close World Series run. A one-on-one with Ernie Clement. He opens up about his mentors, love of baseball, and another big Canadian sport. You're watching CTV News Barrie. Taking a look at your primetime lineup for tonight at 8 o'clock, a 2-hour block of The Rookie at 10, Criminal Minds, and CTV News at 11. In the latest edition of CTV's Hometown Heroes, hometown team, the spotlight is on Blue Jay Ernie Clement. CTV's Sean Leathong spoke with the fan favorite on his record-setting performance during the last season's World Series run.
Ernie Clement with a fly ball to left. Deep and gone!
And he set a new postseason record.
I always loved baseball. That was my first love, always. My mom, Julie, and my dad, Peter, just two of the best human beings I've ever met in my life. I'm so lucky to have them. They've taught me so many lessons along the way and just encouraged me, and they're just the best.
I love everybody back home, and the support just means the world to me.
You know, I'm lucky I had to play other sports because baseball, you know, you can't play all year round up in Rochester with the weather.
Ernie Clement slides it home.
Hockey was something that I did in the winters because, you know, you can't play baseball in the winter, and I love the game. You know, I still play and watch. I love the game of golf. That's something that I think a lot of people know now. I've picked that up in the last few years. Ever since, you know, COVID, there was no baseball. So I had to find something to do, and I love being outside on the golf course. We go over to Earl's a good bit. If we get an off day or an early game and want to go grab dinner, we'll go there, or Barbarian Steakhouse. Just a lot of good spots. You can't really go wrong.
Favorite moment as a Blue Jay?
Probably George Springer's homer in ALCS Game 7.
Why do you love Toronto?
I feel like I relate to a lot of the people here. The hockey thing is one thing, but I care so deeply about this team and everybody on it, and I feel like, you know, a lot of the fans who are here in Toronto feel the same way about these guys. If I wasn't playing on this team, I'd still be a huge fan of the Blue Jays.
Time now to check in with Luke and Sarah one last time this evening.
Well, Jack, for our Get Up and Go forecast, it's looking cold tomorrow. Make sure you bring a jacket with you. 3 degrees in Barrie and Newmarket, 2 in Gravenhurst with some rain. We're here at the Iron Chef competition with Sarah Freemark and, of course, Martin Van Coy, and what a time.
It's been a fabulous night, and the last thing that we'd like to share is congratulations to Martin and his beautiful newlywed wives. Congratulations, Flo and Martin. We're so happy for you.
All right, we'll send it back to studio. Jack.
That's our newscast for tonight. I'm Jack Morse. Thank you for watching. I'll be back on the desk with your news at 11. Until then, good night.